So here's a typical parametric EQ. Each dot or band represents a frequency that you can either boost or cut. Your Q represents how wide or narrow your adjustment is. A wide Q is going to affect a big chunk of frequencies like a smooth curve, where a more narrow Q is going to act much more surgically like a scalpel and target a very specific spot. And there's a few EQ shapes which you'll find yourself using all the time. A high pass filter which will cut out the low end whilst letting the highs pass through. This is especially good for cleaning up vocals, guitars, or anything that you don't want rumbling. The opposite is a low pass filter. This cuts out the highs whilst letting the lows through. This is particularly useful for removing harshness. This is a bell curve, and you'll use this to boost or cut around a specific frequency. And a shelf which will boost or cut everything below or above a certain point. You can think of this like raising or lowering a whole section of sound. If you think of your mix like a puzzle, then each instrument is a piece. Imagine when you open the box and everything's in a mess. EQ lets you carve out a space so each piece has its place. Now, it's not an exact puzzle, but it's a really good way to think of it. For an example, if the bass and the kick are clashing, you might want to cut some of the low frequency from the bass to allow the kick to breathe. Or if the vocals sound buried under the guitars, you might want to cut some of the mid-range in the guitars to let the vocal pop through. Now, it's an art form. It's not about making everything perfect, but it's about making everything fit together. Let's check out some real examples.